Samantha, and I love my noisy husband, Mr. Day, and I really love peace and quiet. And I also love Monty Don. Give me a cheer if you know who Monty Don is. If you don't know who Monty Don is, he's the main presenter on a programme called Gardener's World. And because he's a gardener, he's got big, strong hands, and he's constantly sowing the seeds of new life and tying things up. The love that Monty and I share is on a level of consciousness which is slightly higher than what we're sharing now. It's on a level which is so ethereal that he doesn't even know of my existence. Monty and I share a very deep love. I love my wonderful husband, Mr. Day, and yet at the same time I crave silence and solitude. And that means that every day is a multi-layered living nightmare for Mr. Day. And I'm a tax accountant, I'm a capitalist, I'm a socialist, but most importantly, I'm an ape. And I don't wish to appear immodest, but last week, David Attenborough did say to me that I was a great ape. It was very nice of him to say that to me personally through the TV screen. As great apes, we're wired, all of us, to trust people who share our beliefs. Beliefs which we know are made up, don't we? They're not facts. But if someone believes a different fiction to us, we don't like that at all, do we? I know I don't. And my monkey brain was most unhelpful to me last week, actually, when I met my new neighbour, Jenny. And we were just having a quick chat, or as I like to think of it, a free introductory meeting for me to assess Jenny's tax status. And Jenny happened to mention to me that they now holiday in the UK because it's a bit gentler on the planet, and I thought, she's my kind of person, Jenny is, even though I had noticed that she was left-handed. It doesn't matter to me, I'm a very tolerant person. It's not completely normal, is it? But it was when she said that she cycles to work that I started to realise that she was a little bit odd. Because there's a perfectly decent bus route where we live. I don't use it myself, because I don't want to. I don't think it's actually for people like me anyway. But Jenny, now I think of it, could come to work with me because I drive into town every morning in my large, luxurious car. I drive past the buses. I'm only joking. She couldn't come with me because she's not actually my kind of person. And I found this out when she said to me, you won't believe this, she said to me that she didn't believe Monty Don was attractive. I didn't believe it. And it was at that point that I realised, quite understandably, that I needed to get out of there before she murdered me with that bread knife that she was holding in the wrong hand. So even I'm a slave to my beliefs, you see. But the problem with it is that if we only ever listen wholeheartedly to people who already believe all the things we believe, then it's kind of limiting, isn't it? So take scientists and capitalists. Scientists can come up with all sorts of wonderful ways to tackle climate change. But wouldn't it be great if they were best mates with the capitalists that could fund those things? How serious, aren't they? Yes, it would be very good. And it would be kind of beautiful and convenient, like the toilets in the Savoy Hotel. And just as an aside, you don't need to be a guest to use those. What you do, right, you put some nice clothes on, like the ones that I'm wearing now. And you go up to the doorman and you say, I'm meeting Mr. Gibson Smythe here, shall I wait for him in the bar? And he says, of course, madam. You charge straight through into the bogs. Those bogs are lush. They're like so beautiful, you feel like successful without doing any work. Even more so when you've had the dump of your life. And then when you come out, right, you feel like you're part of the elite and you're 2 pounds lighter. So if, like me, you're both a capitalist and an ape, it really does tick all of the boxes. Anyway, back to the main point, which is all about the fact that, we need to connect with all sorts of people if we're going to solve the big problems of the world. Now, some of you are my friends on Facebook. When I say some, I mean 4. And what you will know is that for some time I've been cultivating quite a collection of mental health issues, and I've started to see a therapist. That's my husband laughing. I've started to see a therapist at the request of my entire family. And it was lovely actually to see them so unified. And this therapist that I've started seeing, he's got some really odd beliefs. For example, he's got it into his head, right, that I should take responsibility for my own happiness, but I've told him that I'm married. I don't know which one of us needs the therapy next, to be honest. But I'm going to have to get myself a decent therapist soon, because this one hasn't fixed me. I've been to see him twice now, and I still hate loads of people. And that's not right. So, yeah, what I think I need is a therapist that comes to the house, right, and not only talks to me about my problems, but also cleans the bathroom, because that does get me down. It's filthy. And the reason for that is that Mr. Day is also a bit of an ape. But I've decided to use this therapy to become a better person, because I've got what they call a growth mindset, which means that I constantly put on weight through no fault of my own. And I've decided to become a better listener. I'm already very good. And I was explaining all of this to Mr. Day this morning. And if I'm honest with you, he wasn't listening closely to what I was saying. In fact, he kept interrupting me quite loudly, quite rudely, just shouting out random words. I think at one point he said, chest pain, he may have said doctor, it doesn't matter, does it? The point is, he was very irritated. And I just had to remind myself that, you know, it's not his fault. He's just not a good listener in the way that I am. Anyway, the main thing is that this afternoon he's been a lot quieter. We went to bed around lunchtime. Thankfully, I haven't had a peep out of him since. It really has been quite blissful. And when he makes improvements like this, you know, it makes me realise how much I love him, and I just can't wait to climb into bed next to him later. Lovely. And this improvement that he's made, I'm also going to give him credit for that in his annual performance review, because you can't underestimate the power of encouragement, can you? Even in love. But talking of love, I cannot wait to see Monty again. We've got a date on Friday night, 8:30 BBC Two. And Mr. Day will be there too. He'll be criticising Monty. He says things about Monty's trousers being too long, and actually I agree with him. There's no need for those trousers, not now it's due. So, Monty, take your trousers off. Let's all party together, capitalists and gardeners, really listening to each other. And you know, when we get to that level of harmony and open-mindedness, and everyone's having a great time over a pint of vodka, then I can just slide off quietly and watch Gardener's World in peace. Thank you very much.